RAS Kids can commonly be seen being utilized by students in literacy centers or Daily 5. But are our students using all of the tools within RAS Kids to transform learning? This video will show you how you can transform the Read to Self Center. Students will need to either select a book that was assigned to them by the teacher or choose one from their book room. Though the RAS Kids app does have many features, there are more features in the web-based RAS Kids that students will access from the student computers. Students will then need to select a book by clicking on the eye icon. This means that they are going to read it to themselves. Once the book loads, they will then see a triangle pointing downward. That will show you the toolbar. There's a microphone that allows students to record themselves reading, and you will also see another tool that's available right now, and that's their word journal. As they read, they can add words that they may not fully understand, or maybe it's used in a different way and it has multiple meanings. Students can constantly add to this in order to expand their vocabulary. Once the students hit the microphone and select record, it will test their microphone. Then it automatically begins recording. Once students pass the table of contents and they begin reading, they can hit pause. This will then enable two other tools. One of them is a drawing tool, which gives them a digital pen, a highlighter, and also a stamp for them to add different symbols for different maybe questions they have, or maybe they want to show that they did understand what that page meant. The highlighter is maybe for them to highlight context clues, or maybe words that they don't understand. There's also a note or a digital post-it note. Students can type questions, or maybe they summarize each page. Once they go back to recording, you will see that the note then disappears. But if there's text that they added to their note and they hit record, it will still be saved to the page for them to look at later. Students can then continue recording, and you will also see that as a child mouses over each word, it highlights. There are words in bold. If a student hits pause, they can click on a word and add it to their word journal. But students can also hear the word aloud, highlight the word, add to word journal, or they can view the vocabulary card that is available. Students then can continue recording. When students have finished the assigned reading or the reading of their choice, and they hit stop, they have the option to send it. I'm now going to show you where it goes when a student sends their reading. I am now logged in as the teacher. As the teacher, if I go to my in basket, I will see that a student has submitted me a recording. If I click on that recording, I will then see and hear what they read. I can add notes to the student, or I can add personal notes for me to remember whenever I pull that student's small group. I can also download the MP3. This would be a great way for students to see and hear over time their progress of their fluency. Once I hit save, the student will receive the notes. Students can also pull up their notes at the small group table. This way, if they had questions for you, or maybe they had a great discussion or a summarization of a page or a chapter, you could ask them how their independent reading was going. This is a great way to transform learning because students are able to annotate. You can see their notes. They go with them anywhere so that they would be able to maybe do RAS Kids at home and then come back to school and their notes are still saved. They could also read together at a computer, and students would be able to add notes back and forth. Hopefully you see how learning can be transformed using all the tools in RAS Kids.